That is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bit. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So sticky and horrible. So yes, so yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Good afternoon everybody, hope everybody is well. Thank you very much for coming over and joining myself and my lovely wife for another Sunday lunchtime. Great to see so many people in the chat. Thank you very much everybody who's come over. I'm going to quickly go through the chat and then we'll see who's in. So Sid's repurposing was first, beat by Colin. I bet Colin's crying over that one, he's normally first. John S, then we had Robbo Robson, Darren, Jay. Welcome guys, thanks for coming over. Then we had Dale from Maple Tree Studios. Dale's doing a live this afternoon, popping up around at 4 o'clock time I think. I'm sure I'll check the link in sometime through the live. Yeah, they guys were chatting away. Then we had Robert from Hodgepodge Woodworks. Hi Robert. Douglas Munham. Hi Douglas. Mike Midnight Joker. Hi Mike. Tommy Dunn. Hi Tommy, how are you? What do you have? Let's have a look here. Richard, RJK Spinning Wood. Hi Richard, how are you? Hope you're well. My lovely wife Nikki. Wood Ninjas. Wood, I can't remember the gentleman's name. Nick?
We haven't got his name.
Alright, okay, if you can put your name in the chat, Wood Ninjas, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Mark Pritchard. Who do we have next? Mark was in. Douglas, I said Douglas. Minnie Turner, Marley. Hi Marley, hope you're well. Ian Leonard. Hi Ian. Ian from IDR Wood Turn and Pete from Twisted Trees. God, I nearly got twisted myself then. Mark the Gentleman Wood Turner. Morning Mark, or afternoon Mark, hope you're well. Terry Bray. Hi Terry. Let's have a look. Get him through the chat. Amy. Hi Amy, hope you are well. I think that's just jumped now. Where did I get to? Emnif, oh, not Emnif, Emmett from Dead Rise Woodcrafts. Hi, Emmett. Don't want to miss anybody.
Jim.
I haven't got that far yet. Kim Dickerson. Hi, Kim. Barry from Barry's Wood Creation. Hi, Barry. Hope you're well. Tommy Dunn. Did I say Tommy? Anyway, hello, Tommy, if I didn't. Robert Dolman. Hi, Robert. This jumper keeps jumping on me. Jimbo. Hi, Jimbo. Hope you're well. Oh, Jennifer Stratton. How, Jennifer? Hope you're well. Thanks for coming over. Patrick Hanley. And I
Wood
think...
Ninja's name's Toby.
Oh, welcome, Toby. So I think we are there. Anybody I've missed, I apologise, but welcome to the channel. If it's your first time to the channel, then welcome. I hope you see, or hope you enjoy what you see. And hopefully I'm not going to go through the bottom of a bowl today. Hopefully. But time will tell. So, that's
Got
the chat.
plenty of change, don't worry.
Yeah, plenty of change. I've got loose change in my pocket today. We're all right. So, what I'm doing is I'm going to try and do something similar to I did the piece for the 2000k giveaway. The reason being I quite enjoyed the colour and the texture we had and with the embellishing wax. So I'm going to try and bring something similar to that. Not the same, but similar to that. So I've got a piece of ash. My tape. Piece is around, let's get you on the camera so you can see. So the piece is around about 9 inches across by just under 2 inches thick. So we're going to get this turned off as always. I've put same as always I've done. I've put a 53mm forcing a bit in the back to hold it to the chuck. And we're going to do the same as we always do to start with. Get the bottom finished. And I'm just going to do the bottom with black ebonizing lacquer. I'm not going to do the back with anything specific. I'm just going to get it up, shape it, and then we're just going to give it a coat of ebonizing lacquer to black. I'm not going to stain it black. I'm just going to do it with the chestnut products ebonizing lacquer.
Mark said he's got two things to say. One is wibble and the other is flob.
Wiggle and flob. What's that
Wibble.
about? I don't understand.
Right, well, I'm just saying it. And Paul Smith's on.
Hi, Paul Smith. How you doing?
And show your t-shirt off.
Oh yeah, sorry. Dun dun dun.
And just quickly, Mike Midnight Joker said you can do it, Steve. People have been attempting the triple funnel for years. You could be the first.
Hat trick. Just quickly before we start, t-shirts. I've done a promo code that finishes today, so if anybody wants one, the promo code at checkout is Real Inches. If you check that in, you get 10% off. So that finishes today. So if you want one, then now's your chance to get one. Right, so let's get this turned. Hopefully, I've had a little bit of a play with colouring, so hopefully my hands are not going to look pink. Oh, look, real colour, real colour. Whether they stay that way is another matter. Right, so safety glasses. First things first, get it round as always. And I'm
Mark
going to be.
said lol on the turning. Lol on the t-shirt.
Yeah. So I'm going to use a 1/2 inch bowl gouge just to round this up. It's a little bit out of shape as you can see. So I don't want to turn it mega fast and shake the lathe apart. So I'm just going to round it out. Again, as always, guys, if you've got a question, put a question in front of it, please, so Nick knows what she's shouting out.
Hodgepodge said, very nice, congratulations on getting rid of that rash.
Thank you.
Dutch Turner's on.
Hi, Mike, how you doing, sir? All right, so we're round. So these are not very flat, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a rough centre and put my mortise in the bottom. And then we'll flatten it out because a lot of it is obviously going to go away, so it doesn't really matter too much. So as always, 27mm mortise, that'll give me a 54mm hole.
Yes, Mark, he has. After the live last week, He went to Morrison's with my daughter and bought me some flowers back. The thing with Steve, he don't buy the cheap ones though. He has to always buy the most expensive bunch there, I think.
No pleasing some, is there?
You always buy the posh ones, don't you, babe? I'm happy with a couple of quid bunch every other week, but no. Just now and again, I just get an expensive bunch once in a blue moon. Not complaining, bless him. Neil Gould is on.
Hi, Neil.
Mark Pritchard's got a question. Do I need a Zoom or Facebowl to watch 360 wood turning? I don't do Facebook.
I think they're through Zoom, aren't they? I think it's through Zoom. I'm not 100% sure. If it's Zoom, you can do that off your mobile phone if you download the app.
Jappy's on.
Hi, Jappy. Hope you're feeling well, mate. How's the recovery going?
Pete wants to know, while he has the keyboard, would like to say, are you working on the bottom? Bottom?
Right, so I'm not going to concave it because that's when I normally go through the bottom. So I'm going to go back to my original way of being flat.
Joe Senior's on.
Hi, Glenn. Hope you're well.
No, Joe.
Oh, hi, Joe. Hope you had a nice anniversary. Right, so we're going to...
Benjamin's on.
Hi, Ben. Hope you're well. So I'm now going to sort of give this a bit of shape. I'm not going to go too mad on the shape. I'm just going to give it a graceful... Go camera overhead. Go graceful curve.
Rob CP wood turners on.
Afternoon, Rob.
Dutch said, will we get to enjoy another funnel creation, Steve?
Hopefully not.
Benjamin said, Steve, I'm assuming you bought her flowers so you could dry one out and put it in resin for a video.
I did think, not them particular flowers, but I did think about doing one in resin.
Jackie says he's doing good, thanks.
Good.
I'm not going to say it. They're aggravating me.
Who is?
Tell them.
Who's aggravating you?
All of them.
Why, what are they saying?
They want me to say the B word.
What, bottom? So let's say I'm not going to go in mad shape. I'm just going to curve that a little bit more, I think. Just get that bit of...
Andrew from Wivey Woodshed's on.
Hi, Andrew.
Oh, and Baz from Real Simple Things.
Hi, Baz. Baz has trouble, so just watch him.
Yeah, he wants to place bets.
I'm not going through the bottom.
Steve said bottom. Robert Nye is on.
Robert Nye. Is that a new name?
Yeah, I've not heard of him before.
Afternoon, Robert. Thanks for coming over from South Downs Wood Turning.
Where did you see South Downs Wood Turning?
Next to Robert Nye's name. Sorry I'm late. Bob Nye, South Downs Wood Turning. Right, so that's a rough shape. Move this mic away a little bit because that's a bit in my face. Right, so that's the rough shape we're going to go for because I'm going to curve the top into a sort of dome area. So I don't want to go right to the edge. So I'm now going to sand that to 400 grit. I'm going to go 80. No, do I need to go 80? Yeah, there's a little bit of tear out in there. So we'll go 80 grain. Turn the extraction on. So we go 80, 120, 240, 400. Now, I normally start at 120, but there's a little bit of tear out on there because of the grain. So just to get rid of that, we'll start at 80 grit. So what projects are people working on at the moment? Halloween coming up? Halloween projects or just...
I don't want to talk to you.
No, I don't want to
Mr.
talk to you.
Stacey Smith is on.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Why is there a draft in here all of a sudden?
Giraffe? Where's the giraffe coming from? It's not the giraffe you're about, it's the lions and tigers.
No, don't be an idiot.
120. Shouldn't be.
There is.
So 120.
Right, Hodgepodge has got a pumpkin box in the works.
Oh, nice.
Dale's got a bunch of comic book caper pictures to make for Christmas.
I see the one he's doing today. That looked cool.
Scott from Leap and Lemur's on.
Hi, Scott.
Door 60's on.
It's Ben, in it?
Which is Andy. For God's sake, don't say names.
Hi, Andy.
Terry Bray's working on a video for the first time.
Ooh.
And the mouse is frozen. What do I do?
Click the button.
No, it's not moving. Oh, there we go. Stupid thing. Rob CP, he's just made a... Oh, no, I've lost what he said. Oh, this stupid thing. Just made a finial with captive ring, but it's no good.
Oh, really?
I was just practicing.
I've never done captive rings yet.
Jappy said Blake's finished his first one for the channel today.
Nice. Is Blake in the chat?
Don't think so. Mark said he's got 10 bottle stoppers, 1 bowl, 3 pens to make for an order.
Yes, very good, Mark. Right, so last one, two.
Wait, we've got a gentleman on called Stephen Jobbins, and he's making a 3-piece standard lamp for his daughter.
Nice.
But just silly questions, we're not going to read them out. Darren said he won 10 litres of concrete stain, so he has to empty his shed out to paint the floor. That's his project for the week.
I've had about...
Midnight Joker's trying to turn several identical practice spindles using different tools. Wayne the Woodturner's on.
Hi, Wayne. How you doing, sir?
Ian Leonard's doing an offset goblet. Colin from Wood Wizardry is trying to improve the lighting in his shed and getting it sorted for some filming.
Nice.
No, Jappy said Blake's not on there today.
Right, so that's 400.
So Dutch Turner's in the shed. He's got no idea what to make. Any suggestions, anybody?
Don't know. Depends what is.
Right, so Robert Nye, the South Downs Wood Turners, that's a group. So he says they're based at Lancing in West Sussex.
Right.
And at the risk of name dropping, Sturt Freeney's one of their members.
Oh, really?
Klondike's
Nice.
on.
Hi, Lewis. How you doing, sir? Right, so I'm going to sand and seal this, and then I'm going to give it a coat of Chestnut Products Ebonize and Lacquer, just to give me, all I want is a black bottom.
Steve said bottom. That's what they're trying to get me to say. They've all put question.
What bottom? Right, so let's give this a coat. It's quite a pretty bit of wood, actually. But shame the colour up.
Colin wants to know, are your lights cool white or warm white?
Cool. I think I should have gone for warm, to be honest, because cool white gives you a right sharp edge. Right. It's quite a pretty bit of wood, isn't it? Shame to cover that one. Never mind. Thinking with the idea of leaving that natural now. What do you reckon?
Colin said, damn, that's a nice grain.
That's what I'm thinking. It'd be a shame to cover that.
Get another bit.
No! I could leave it natural. Couldn't I? Colour on the top and natural on the bottom. It's not an issue.
Steve said bottom.
Just a little bit there that needs a bit.
Stop breathing so heavy.
You get me excited, baby. You get me excited. Alright. That's because I might keep moving around right to my face.
Colin said, are they strip or spot you liked?
Strips. I don't know if I've got a camera that you'll see them. Let's have a look. Here, can you see that one? This is a 2-foot strip, and then I've got 4-foot strips in the rest of the shop. This is warm white. This one's cool. No, sorry, this is cool white. These are warm white.
We've got a gentleman coming called David Holden.
Good afternoon, David. So what are people thinking? Shall we leave that natural or shall we colour it? What's people thinking? What's people's opinions? I think we should leave it natural.
Yeah, Dale's asked if he can drop his link in. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, Dale. Go for it. Douglas said, do not colour it. Mike Midnight Joker said natural. Mark wants to know, what was the comedy series that Aid Edmondson and Rick Mail was in?
Bottom!
Joe said, yeah, natural.
Ooh, natural.
Leap and Lima said he's working on a couple of 100 card pen blanks for a show.
Nice.
Ian said it's nice as it is. Barry said, do not colour, please.
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it natural. So we'll grit it then. We'll put some grit on it then. Get it nice and smooth.
This keeps freezing for some reason. Right, so Pete from Twisted Tree says colour the rim.
I am going to put a real thin black bead around the edge, yeah. I am. Right, so let's get this polished up then. So I'm going to be using Yorkshire grit on this now. Change of plan. That's what I'd like to see. Plan going out the window as always. No, it's fine. I must admit I just don't want to colour it because it's such a nice piece of wood.
Mole Valley's on.
Hi Mole Valley. I think, what's Mole Valley's name?
Don't guess. Is Dave.
Dave. Alright Dave?
Dave. Benjamin said that's a really nice piece of ash.
It's nice.
Dale's put his link in for this afternoon, so
I think around about 4 o'clock time if I remember rightly.
Douglas said do not colour it. Leapman Lima said keep it natural. Robbo said natural. Mark said natural. Darren said natural.
I think we'll go natural.
Oh, David Holden said you did a shout out video about him a while ago.
Oh, did I? I've done that many, I can't remember. But anyway, as long as it worked.
Hodgepodge said if you colour it, the coin might clash. Jennifer said natural.
Ye of little faith, Robert. Ye of little faith.
No, Dutch, I'm not singing the Yorkshire Grit song.
We're waiting for Dale to go into publication for it.
Joe put Dale, are you going to sing? Dale put give it a rim. I mean colour the rim.
So give us a final buff up with the Yorkshire grit.
Colin said that's a lovely piece of ash. He needs to get himself some.
This is my last piece of ash.
Oh, it's done it again.
I need to really get some more. I even thought it might be operator error. That was a good shot, Steve. Right on the floor. Right, so let's get this polished off. So we're going to work this off now until we get no residue on our cloth, as always. And then we know all the grit has been, or all the excess grit has been removed. And as you can see there, or I don't know if you can see, or you can see, there is a nice sheen coming to it before we've even finished, before we've even put a finish on it. So, wicked.
Dale's put the song on for Yorkshire Grit.
Has he?
You could record it, Dale, and then you could play it.
I did say that. So just a final. Again, you don't need to put major pressure on it. It's just light buffing over. Same as when you're doing your finishes. You don't need to apply major pressure.
Barry said he's going to PM you regarding some ash.
Oh, thank you, Barry. So, that is the grit. Now that should take it up to about 1,000 grit. Because the more time you spend working the grit in, the better you'll get a finish on it. And that's lovely and smooth. So we're just going to put a wax over that. I think I will put Hampshire Sheen, I think I'll put some Hampshire Sheen finishing gloss wax over the top of that. This blooming mic keeps smacking me in the face. So, my ears must be a funny angle, that's why it's coming in.
I didn't like to say anything.
So I'm going to work this in. So this is the Hampshire Sheen High Gloss Wax. Always get a nice shine with this. Ideally it wants a few minutes to soak in. Normally I leave it for about 10-15 minutes to soak in, but obviously on a live we can't do that. But what we will do is we'll get a bit of heat on it by turning it up and hopefully get a nice shine on it. So again, you don't need major pressure, just light passes to buff it up.
David Holden said he loves using that wax. That smells great too.
Yeah, it does smell nice. So what I'm doing is I'm just using the piece of tissue that I put it on with to start with. And then as soon as I finish with that, I will be using, you can use a clean piece of tissue, but I'm going to use a buffing cloth, just so hopefully we get a bit better finish on it. So just gently rub it over, like I say, no major pressure. And you can feel when the wax is rubbed in because it doesn't grab. Just nice and silky smooth. And the more coat you put on, the shinier it will become. So there you go, nice and shiny. That light sort of flashes it out. Oh, that's better. That look better.
Hodgepodge wants to know why the Yorkshire grit sticker's got a typo.
Typo? Oh, this one here. This one here is on about, isn't he?
What does it say underneath it? Because it's all blurry.
Pasty abrasive wood turners. Abrasive wood turner. Alright, so that's the bottom done. Like I say, it was a shame really to cover that nice grain up. So we'll flip this now. And we'll get our rough shape on the outside, on the top. And like I said from the start, I want a bit of a concaved shape like we had before. So I'm
Just
going to
say again what the fine print says on the Yorkshire grit sticker.
pasty,
Hodgepodge.
Pasty, abrasive wood turner.
Right, okay.
Why?
Hodge was asking.
Oh, right, okay. So I'm going to shape this, let's go overhead, I'm going to shape this sort of high in the middle and curve down on the outer edge. So we're going to be bringing this roughly down to where this flat surface is to give me a bit of a sort of dome shaped. That's the plan. So safety glasses first. I'm going to take from my outer edge first. That's it. Man, tools are jumping all over the place. So
Colin King is on.
hi Colin. Right, so just check that roughly where I want it. Right, so we've got rid of our flat line now. I think what I'm going to do is...
Hodgepodge said, careful, Steve, this is where things can go holy.
Do you know what? They've just got no faith in me at all, these people. What?
No, I don't know what I was going to say now.
So what I might do is I might leave a high spot around about here. Let's get a pencil. I might leave a high spot around about here.
Douglas asked a question, is it best to cut outward or inward on the edge?
I normally go in to out, so you don't risk jumping and catching your edge. Sometimes when you're going in that way, you can get a snatch and then that skip back on the bit. But I normally go that way because That's the way the grain, if you look at the grain's going that way anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, what I'm thinking is, if this is my bowl, I'm thinking high spot there, sort of bringing it down like that and then curving it out, so it gives us a little bit of a different dimension look once the colours are on it. That's the plan anyway. So I'm going to put a rough ring line mark where I'm going to roughly hollow that part out. So I'm going to just come back off of that a little tiny bit and just put a little bit of a dip in there. Come on, sorry, wrong camera. A little bit of a dip in there to join in to um, the gentle curve out on the bowl. So just nice gentle passes, just clean this up a little bit because it's not very square or level, shall I say. So it doesn't matter because we're going to take it out anyway, but so I think, just check that. And what I'm hoping is when we spray it and give it a high gloss, you should see a bit of a reflection as it curves up. That's the plan anyway. So what we'll do then is we'll leave a little tiny lip there and just cut out that area there. That's the plan. Right, so I don't want to take much more off of that. We will sand that up to, we're going to sand it up to 400 obviously because we're going to colour it. So I'm doing 120, 240, 400. I'm actually going to take that black line off there because I'm going to spray that bit along there.
Robert Darman said, "Are you going to measure the thickness or guess it?"
I won't be going that deep, Robert.
Mark said, "Can you repeat everything you said?" He was using his Dremel.
What, the gentleman wood turner?
Yeah. Wayne Bigfoot's on.
Hi Wayne and Valerie, hope you're well. Happy anniversary. Hope Wayne spoilt you, Valerie. Alright, so that's 120.
You tell all these people about spoiling their other halves, but you don't.
Man, I do spoil you.
Yeah, right. Just cause me grief.
You just moan because you're so hard done by, or you think you're so
I
hard
am.
done by.
You cause me so much grief.
You made me sleep in the garage the other night.
Douglas said, "Have you made a depth gouge?"
Gauge, no.
Same thing. Robert Dolman said, "You're a coward."
Who's a coward?
You are.
It's nice.
He said he hasn't spoiled her. Wayne did. Not good enough, Wayne. Dutch is going off to do some turning.
Alright, that's
Dutch.
what I said.
Mm.
I've just got a little line in there. I've just got to get that little line out of there. Let's just put a little bit of 120 in there. Right, 240. That's better. Right, so now we'll go 400. So, wrong button. There we go. So, put that away. Don't need that anymore. So I'm just going to clean this with what I would do if I could find it, methylated spirits.
Richard RJK said, after watching you, Steve, I've made a depth gauge like Wayne has.
Depth gauges are for wimps. No, joking. They are a
His
good idea.
depth gauge is a hole, Nikki. Yes, right. Steve's turning bedposts for the shed next week. Mark said he'll make you a depth gauge, whatever you call it. Here's a treat. Darren put hashtag Nikki needs painting done. Well, Darren, Steve's lovely dad came and painted my hallway, stairs, and landing. And Steve told me he'd do the lobby, and when I got home, his dad had done it. So the only thing left for Steve to paint is our bedroom. And he's picked a colour and I don't like it. So at the moment, we've got to decide on the colour.
The plan worked.
You will be painting my bedroom before Christmas.
We didn't say which one though.
Yeah, well, you.
Right, I'm just going to take this off because it's just swollen that ground a little bit. That's better. Right. Just need to be clear for that edge because that edge is sharp. Sharp. That's right, so let's get on there.
Wayne said he took Valerie to Turner's Retreat last anniversary. Can't top that, lol.
Turner's Retreat. Never been to Turner's Retreat.
Hodgepodge said, are you going to paint the room cottage cream colour?
Right, I'm going to go yellow first. So I'm going to go yellow. Then, well, actually, I'm going to colour the whole thing yellow. Then a little band of orange. And then we'll go red. And then we'll do a black line on the edge of here.
Pete from Twisted Trees just said, sorry, Steve, I appear to have stolen your timber. Just cutting up a log on the bandsaw and it has a funnel hole in the centre of it.
So I'm going to do then a black band here and a black band there to blend it in.
Darren put hashtag flowers for Steve's dad.
But what I am going to do is I'm going to, if I can find the tape.
Like that one.
I'm going to put some tape on this edge because I don't want it going on the back. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time putting that around there. So I know that'll clean off. But
Huey's on, Huey lines that.
Hi Huey, how you doing, mate? So I know that'll come off, but if we can prevent it, just makes life a little bit easier. Huey's come to see my funnel. Do, 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 do. Let's push that back a little bit. So that'll be make life a little bit easier. Right. So like I say, yellow first, honey. Well, honey, should I say, not yellow, honey. So I'm going to go for honey first. Are we boring you?
Richard RJK said, anybody heard of Maker's Playground? Is it any good?
I've never heard of it. So extraction on, take any of the fumes away. And I'm going to cover the whole piece in yellow. Oh, not that quick, I am.
Darren put, hey, Nikki, you want a Muriel on the bedroom, don't you? No. Make sure you save some of that painter's tape, Steve. Here he says looks good, but he still can't see through the piece.
I'm
You're never going to live that down.
not, you're right, especially 2 on the trot. But that was how not to do a bowl. So just using the hot air gun just to dry this off.
Oh,
So it's dry. So next colour we're going to use is a burnt orange, and we'll go from there somewhere back. Burnt orange, flame, ruby, burnt orange. There we go. Give it a bit of a swizz. So I'm just going to turn the lathe on. And what I want to try and do is I want to try and put, so it's like a bit of an overspray on that way. So so I don't want to go miles over. Just little tiny spots, bits at a time. Then hopefully that'll give us that little bit of overspray.
Sid's off. He said his pillar's calling.
Is it? A little bit thick there. Just let that dry a little bit and then we'll put a little bit over the top of that.
Mark says he's off. Mark Pritchard, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Lunchtime.
See you later, Mark. Thanks for coming over.
Fred Taylor's on.
Hi, Fred.
He said, Maker's Playground, see Izzy Swan.
These guns need a serious clean out.
Why can't we use them to spray these other things?
We had this conversation. The paint you want to use for that is too thick.
Why can't we use your paint?
No, because I don't think got a white.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh no, look. That gun's got a bit of sticky bit in it.
What do you mean a sticky bit?
Well, the trigger's a bit sticky for some reason. But I might get away with that through just... Too much here now. I have to soak these guns and get them cleaned. Right. So I'll do ruby next. Ruby red. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do flame. Ruby's a bit dark. I'm going to do flame red over that. Because that'll come up dark anyway, being over the burnt orange. Just turn this down a little bit. Just take that just up to, so we can get rid of that line there.
I thought the clocks went back this weekend. It's not. It's next weekend.
End of the month, isn't it?
25th.
Get rid of that. Try and get rid of that line. Actually, that'll look better. So we'll let that dry. think I should have just gone for the red and the yellow and the black. But, right. Black.
Darren's put how to finger paint with Steve. Hodgepodge put this, so this is another how not to do video. Maple Tree Studios, he's put a link on. David Holden said your lathe is nice and quiet.
Thank you. It's not a bad lathe, to be honest. Right, just clean this out. They always look, when you do colour pieces, they always look funny colours until you actually get it sanded and sealed and cleaned up anyway. So I'm just going to do a thin line on this edge in black. And then I'm going to do a little tiny bit along this edge here, which I'll do at that side.
I'm on your phone. I like how you've increased the size of all the writing.
I have to, and I've got to wear my blooming glasses all the time.
Love it. That is so funny.
Right, so we've got the just gentle black flowing into the colours. Just dry that off. Right, so turn that extractor off now. Get rid of this tape. And the good thing is with the tape, we've got a nice crisp line, which is even better.
Benjamin said you've got red on you.
I'm red on it. I've got all in my hand. I've got red on my fingers. Yeah, so I was doing my finger painting.
Dr. Bob's on. He says, "Good day, all. I've been watching while making breakfast for 5 hungry kids.
Ooh.
Now time to relax."
Good morning, sir. How are you? Right. So
Dale from Maple Tree said, "As Bob Ross would say, we don't make mistakes. We have little accidents."
So I'm going to give this a coat with the Hampshire Sheen pre-finned cellulose sand and sealer. And we're going to get a bit of blending with the colours, so I'm going to not try to rub too much, because if not we're going to end up with black in the yellow. So
Steve Jobbins said that will look awesome with the black button in the middle. This chair's not as comfy as you think. Where you go, Dean?
That's because his
Taking lessons from Darth Vader.
It's because his blooming microphone keep going in my face. Is that better?
You can't stop breathing. Although sometimes I wish you would.
That's nice.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
That's nice, that is. Right, so we'll let that dry a little bit. And then we're going to give it a bit of a buff. Well, I'm just going to rub over it with a, what do you call it? Scotch Brite.
Something.
Just to denib it. And that'll get really, I mean, it's fairly smooth anyway, but that'll just bring a little bit of a sheen up on it. So again, don't need major pressure. All we're doing is take any high spots out. And as you can see, it's just bringing a little bit of a sheen on it. And what I'm going to do is, once it's all done, I'm going to lacquer it so we get a nice shine on it. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to go over that with some gold embellishing wax. to enhance the grain. Being a piece of ash, the grain is quite soft, and it's quite, I mean, you always get some nice ripples in ash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the Hampshire Sheen Gold Embellishing Wax. I'm going to give this a nice liberal coat of wax. You can use Guild Cream for this, but I always like to use the embellishing wax because I always seem to get a better finish with the embellishing wax. And it seems right anyway because we've used the intrinsic colours. So, but what you want to be doing is working that really well into the grain. And what you're basically doing is just filling the grain with the embellishing wax. So we'll let that just sit for a couple of seconds, and then we'll buff it off. Got a bit on the edge here. So like I said earlier, if we was doing a video, I'd leave it for 10-15 minutes. But because we're doing a live, we can't really do that. So again, you don't need major pressure, just gently rubbing over it. All you're doing really is removing the excess embellishing wax. This will give a bit of a sheen on it, because obviously it's a wax. But as you can see there, all the excess embellishing wax is coming off of it. So it should leave nothing but the filled grain.
Douglas Mungham said, Steve, is that a demonstrator piece?
This,
Yeah.
yes, this will only be, most of the pieces I do on lives is just demo, unless it turns out really nice. But we'll see what it comes out like. If it's nice, then we'll keep it. But if not, we'll turn it back. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see you can see the embellishing wax in it. So as you can see, the embellishing wax is just sort of filling the grain. So it's not, getting rid of the colour or the shape or anything. It's just filling those low points on the grain. And you can lacquer over the top of it without a problem. So that'll finish off really nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this out about 5mm maybe from this rim and just hollow it out. I may do a bit of hollow forming behind it, but not a great deal. It's going to be more of a show piece and obviously a usable piece. So I'm just going to turn this out a little bit so I can get to it a little bit easier.
Steve Coombs is on.
Hi Steve, how you doing, sir? So let's put that away. Don't need that no more.
Jappy said it looks nice.
Thank you very much, sir. Like I say, when you put the colour on, it always looks a bit patchy because you've got your thick lines of colour, but when you start sand and sealing it, the sand and sealer sort of blends the colour. I mean, we had a thick line. We've still got a little bit thick there and there, but we had that thick band line all the way around. But with your sand and sealing it, it sort of feathers out, it sort of blends in the colours a little bit. So you can never really tell what you got until you actually get your waxes on.
Benjamin said it looks very
Oriental.
autumnal.
Autumny.
Autumnal. Yeah. Colin said he likes the colours.
Who?
Colin.
Thank you, Colin. Oh, so I'm not going to go deep anyway, to be honest, because it's more of an ornamental piece than
Oh dear.
Are we boring you?
Yeah.
So I just want to try and get us a little bit closer to that rim.
Klondike said Nikki's earworm for painting. Darren, if not, I'll end up doing it myself. Well, I'll start it and then Steve will finish it, you see, so.
I'll have to, that'll be that messy.
You'll do this yourself. I've got plenty of things I need to be doing.
Stop moaning. Starting to sound like your sister. Right, so I might just take that edge out of there and hollow form that out just a little tiny bit, not a lot.
Jappy's got to go.
See you later, Jappy. Thanks for coming over. So I'm going to be using the Simon Hope hollower with a little tiny 6mm carbide bit. But I just need to be careful because it loves hogging out the wood. It's an animal. Animal.
I had a donation from Pete Twisted Tree, says thank you for the company.
Oh, thank you,
Steve
Pete.
and Nikki.
Thank you very much. So I'm not going to go major in now. I'm just going to sort of take it. What are you laughing at?
No, I'll tell you later.
I'm just going to check that.
Robert Dolman said, Steve, do you feel lucky?
Why?
I don't know.
Do you feel lucky, punk?
Steve really is turning bedpost for the shed next week, isn't he, Nikki? Yep. You can have a sleeping bag and that's it.
You are going to spoil me. Give me a sleeping bag.
He put, yeah, tell him after. Can't have him blaming the funnel on me, lol.
Right, I think I'm going to call that. I might just have a little bit of a lip in there. Oh no, I haven't. Nope, I haven't. It was an illusion. Right, so what I'm going to do is I've just got a little bit of a ripple bit in this. I'm just going to clean out with a negative rake scraper. Just to clean that bottom up a little bit.
Why is it called a negative and not a positive?
Because it's always putting me down.
Well, that's a serious question.
It's the way it's cut.
Hmm.
It's the way it's shaped. This is a standard scraper. It's got a sharp edge, just one grind on it with a sharp edge on it. This is a negative rate because it's got two angles on it. It gives you a less aggressive cut.
Darren said you could leave the centre high as a design feature.
Yeah, do you think of that?
Dr. Bob said, what funnel? Did you mean the coin dish?
Coin dish, yeah, it actually turned out quite well.
And Midnight Joker said, what about the one last pass, Steve? Should I go get that other? I'll go get that other thing at the house. It looks like a Jaffa cake.
The actual funnel, the coin actually turned out quite well. Just needs polishing up. Right, so I'm going to sand in there, but obviously I can't get my fingers in there, so I'm going to do it with some micro Abernet. But I need to be careful because we don't want to be catching our finished coloured edge. So, slow and steady, Steve, slow and steady. Got a little bit of tear out in there because of the, obviously the loose grain, and plus we're using the carbide bit as well, so that don't help. So we'll just get this smoothed out. If I can get that in there. Don't want to rub that over my paintwork. Extraction on helps. So I'm going to just gently rub that out in the middle. So that's 100, 120. So hopefully once we lacquer this, it should make the colours and the gold embellishing wax really pop. So it's 120, 240. Where are you? There you are. So it's just trying to keep it away from the colour, because if not we'll wear through the colour and you'll see the wood underneath it. Oops. So 240, so we want
Said, mind your finger.
So what I'm going to do is I don't normally do 320, but I'm going to do 320. So 320, 400. Don't suppose I really need to go 400 in there because I can Yorkshire grit that inside. So what we'll do now is we'll sand and seal that. So we'll sand this, I'm just going to squirt some sand and sealer in there really to get it around there. just spread it about. But not to get it over your paintwork, because if you get it over your paintwork and when you wipe it off, that'll spread your paintwork. So try and be careful not to get it on your colour. As you can see there, where it's just a little bit on the colour. So we'll give that a bit of a dry, let that dry for a couple of minutes. Again, I find with the more coats of sand and sealer I give a piece, if I give a piece 2, maybe 3 coats of sand and sealer, I find I get a better shine on it. And I've spoke to several people and they say the same thing. So I think what it does is obviously gives a better coating on the wood to obviously seal it better before you get a final finish. So I suppose it's a bit like when you lacquer, you put a dust coat on, that seals, and the more coats of lacquer to get, obviously the shinier your final piece is. So right, with sanding, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give that a quick coat of Yorkshire grit to sand it up just a little bit higher so we get a nice finish on the inside of there.
Midnight Joker said this should be called the Come a Chameleon Bowl.
Come a comedian. Well, I had an idea that I wanted to try and get something similar looking to the 2K giveaway bowl I did, because I quite like the look of that bowl. But like I say, it wasn't going to be a perfect match. It was just similar sort of colours that I'd used. So again, we don't want to be rubbing on our colour because we're going to take the colour off. So just a case of trying to get in where we can. So we'll just get this buffed up. I'm not going to put no finishing on this because we're going to put some wax lacquer over the top of it. I'm only going to I'm only going to lacquer the top because obviously we waxed the bottom. So just to give it a shine, really. Right, so there we have it. That's the actual. That is what we're looking for. So what we need to do now is take this out, and we'll see if we can get a couple of coats. Do I spray it when it's spinning, or do I spray it stationary?
Decisions.
Yeah, it is a decision.
I feel sorry for you.
Don't know what to do. Actually, I might put the first couple of coats on spinning. Just a couple of light coats. So I'm going to be using.
That's looking beautiful, mate.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to be using the Chestnut Products Cellulose Sand and Sealer for this.
Douglas said you should have done one more pass.
So I'm just going to make sure we've got all the dust off of it, because I don't want no particles underneath it. Now what I'll most probably do with this is I'll most probably put a couple of light coats on while we're on the live, and then give it a chance to dry, and give it a couple more coats, and then I'll knock it back before I give it a final coat to give it its final shine. So I don't want to be putting too much over it in one hit, because if I do, I'm going to end up making it run everywhere. So I'm going to give it a nice, just a light coat on the inside.
Amy said it's awesome, Steve.
And then one quick pass over there. Thank you, Amy. Now this stuff don't take long to dry.
I think it's Andy. Andy Door 60 said looking good, Steve.
Thank you very much. You'll see now that obviously the lacquer will bring the colours alive. They sort of enhance the colours a little bit. It's quite warm in here anyway, so
Oh, lucky you.
if you run on the spot, you'll be warmer. So I'm just going to check that.
Back's hurting again today.
See if it's touch dry. Yep, it's touch dry. So we'll just give it another quick coat.
Ian in the shed's come on.
Hi Ian, how you doing, sir? Thanks for coming over.
Amy said, imagine if you would crackle it as well as embellish wax.
Yeah, I have thought about that, funny enough. But I don't know how the embellishing wax, the cracker will deal with the embellishing wax. I'm going to have to experiment a little bit with that.
Barry's Wood Creation says, Steve, that looks stunning. Great job.
Thank you very much.
Benjamin said he's always super impressed with how quick Steve and Wayne churn these pieces out.
I'm not as quick as Wayne, that's for sure.
Steve Coombs says, that looks great, Steve. The gradient came out awesome. Paul Smith said, really nice work, Steve. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Benjamin said he'd still be cutting the mortise at this point. Douglas Mungham said, Steve looks stunning.
Thank you.
Mark said, you've got to give me a cuddle to keep me warm.
I've got to give Mark a cuddle.
No, me, idiot. Nick Gould said, stunning piece, Steve, and many thanks for you two giving your time.
We do it because we love it. Oh, that's hot.
Darren said they might have to send you some Australian hardwoods to slow you down. Johns S said, great one, Steve. Amy said, hashtag cuddles for Nikki. Terry Bray said, looking great, Steve. Robert Dolman said, really nice looking, colourful vessel, Steve.
Thank you very much. What I'm going to do is I'll give it one more coat. I'll dry it off and then we'll stop it and have a look before the end of the live. And then I can then finish it off after the live.
And I can go get warm.
But like I say, I'll usually give it 4 or 5 coats. Then I'll knock it back with the Yorkshire Grit Microfine. And then I'll usually give it one final wet coat to give it its awesome shine. And because it's ash, you sometimes get where the embellishing wax hasn't filled in the grain, you sometimes get not a perfect glass looking finish because you've got those low grain parts. So what I like to try and do is fill those up with the lacquer, and then polish it out so it's totally flat.
Richard said from RJK Spinning Wood, awesome Rastafarian bowl, Steve.
Thank you.
And David Holden wants to know what lacquer you use.
Right, the lacquer I'm using on this product, on this job, is chestnuts or chestnut products, cellulose sand and sealer. But a lot of the time I actually use, without falling over and breaking my neck, there's 2 different ones I use. What's the camera? Cobra from City Graph. Now this is a satin. Sometimes you don't always want a high gloss, but this is a satin look, and then exactly the same make but a high gloss. These are both really, really good, and again exactly the same principle. 4 or 5 coats, leave them to dry, then knock them back, and then go back and give them the final polish and do it that way. I always trying to get between 6 and 8 coats on to give them a nice, really durable finish.
Leaping Lima said another Sunday morning sermon looks great.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to take it out because it's still a bit tacky and I don't want to touch it and ruin it. It's actually not finished off too bad, to be honest.
Pete from Twisted Tree says not bad. Mr. Stacey Smith said looks great. Robert Nye said, when are you next on live?
This week I will be on Thursday, dinner time. And then it'll be Friday night. So Thursday, then Friday, then Sunday again.
That'll possibly be your last Thursday.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly be the last live on a Thursday dinner time. Going back to the last Fridays we tried the. Where's the other piece I did? The one that turned out okay. We tried the hot melt glue effect, like this one. Where's the camera? This one. This one turned out okay with the suggestion of Wayne the Woodturner said about putting cellulose sand and sealer on before we put the hot melt glue, and that peeled off nice. The first one we did, where we didn't put any cellulose sand and sealer on it, it stuck. Someone suggested putting it in the freezer. It was in the freezer for nearly, when did we take it out? Last night, but it's still not coming off. So putting it in the freezer didn't work. Even when that was stone cold, it still wouldn't peel off. It wouldn't come off at all. So what I will do is I'll just turn that off, so we can reuse the blank for something else. But yes, it didn't work. But cellulose sand and sealer did work. I reckon if we'd used a spray one, that might not have been. That might have allowed the colour to soak in a bit better. But I've toying with another idea about doing a similar sort of thing, but with real fine automotive edging tape. So I might be having to play with that in the future.
Do you want me to read these comments?
Yes, please.
Right, Huey Lion's Heart said, "That's very nice, mate." Rob CP said, "Looks great, Steve." Klondike Craftsman asked if there's any more lives or premieres today. We know Dale's on, did you say about 4 o'clock? I don't think
Yeah.
he's put a time, but there is a link somewhere. Actually, Dale's on there now. So Dale, put your link on again so they can see that. Darren said, "That looks great, mate." Ian in the shed said, "Looks very cool, Steve."
Thank
Colin
you.
said, "Really nice, Steve."
Thank you.
Lewis from Klondike said, "Looks great, Steve." Midnight Joker, "Great bowl, Steve." Maple Tree, "It's a Jaffa," which was the one I said to you, didn't I? It looks like a Jaffa cake, that
Yep.
one that messed up.
Yep.
Thank Ian Leonard said, "Lovely bowl, Steve. Thank you for an entertaining demo, Steve and Nikki." Oh, I've lost it now. Dr. Bob said, "I hope you'll find our club meeting 3 hours, question mark."
In 3 hours, I think it is, isn't it?
I don't know. Dale says, "Lol, we can't." Here he said, "Dale, lol, we can't sing the song today." Terry Ray's got a question. Why is it your last Thursday, Steve? Because he should be back at work.
Yeah, I should
Hopefully.
after next Thursday. I should be back in full time work.
Hopefully.
We've got a big contract coming up. So hopefully, if all things go well and things fall into place properly, it'll be a big contract that lasts us all through the winter. So.
And you'll be but you'll still do the Friday nights.
Yeah,
Sundays.
I'm still be doing Friday evenings at 7:45. So I've got a few ideas for Friday evenings to make it a bit more entertaining.
All right, well, wait a minute, you say at the end.
Yeah.
Dr. Bob said, "Join us if you can." Stacey said, "Cheers, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day."
Thank you.
Why have you put exclamation marks, Dale? Put your link in. Oh, yes. Sorry, Dale. Hodgepodge said he's got a premiere at 6 o'clock UK time.
Yep.
You got a donation from Maple Tree. It's a Jaffa.
Thank you, Dale.
Colin's got a question. Would candle wax work? We was going to try that, weren't we? Then you could use a heat gun to melt the wax.
I think if you heated it, I think it'd melt into the grain of the wood. That's the problem with that one.
I want him to make me a donut, which is very strange, but yeah, that'll hopefully come up at some stage. Rob CP's got a premiere at 5:15.
Okay.
And then Hodge is on after him.
Right.
Lewis said, "Excellent. Steve Jobbins, Steve, you do turn very fast. I logged in and your live had been running 16 minutes and you had shaped the outside, cut your mortise and had started sanding. Great looking bowl though, mate. Great demo."
Thank you very much.
Jennifer said, "That looks awesome, Steve." Doug Miller said, "Very nice, Steve. See you later." Barry said, "Thanks, Steve, Nikki. Bye, everyone." Midnight Joker said, "Later all." And Terry Bray says, "Hope all goes well with work. Look forward to the next time."
Thank you very much. Like I say, that was the reason why, because I knew this contract was coming into place. That was the reason why I started doing the Friday nights, because obviously I enjoy the interaction with you guys. I enjoy the turning. The more I turn, obviously, the more experience I get. It brings in a group of people to have a bit of a fun and a bit of laugh. So that was the thinking about going from the Thursday to the Friday. But there's been a few weeks changing over, obviously because the contract hasn't kicked into place yet. But like I say, fingers crossed. We will know by the 23rd whether it's a go or no go. We all think it's going to be a go. But like I say, I'll let you know as soon as obviously I know. I'll let you guys know so someone else can take the Thursday afternoon dinner time slot. So if anybody wants to take it over, there may be an opportunity to come over. So
Wayne Bigfoot said a donut shouldn't be a problem because you know how to do the hole.
oh, thanks, Wayne.
Colin asked, would it if you put sand and sealer on first? He was going
Yeah,
to ask about the candle, didn't he?
yeah. I think if you put the sand and the cedar on first, you'd be okay, mate. But I think you want to be picking it off. I don't think you want to be melting it. The only trouble with that is you're going to have the same issue like we had when we did this one. Once you sand and seal it, you can't. The colours don't penetrate the grain. Because if you look at this one, we've got a beautiful yellow. But then when we put the yellow, the orange and the red over it, you can't really see the orange and the red. And then when we put the blue over it, the blue just bubbled up and left little balls everywhere. That's why it's not perfectly smooth. So I think you'd have the same issue with the wax. But hopefully in the next week or so, I'll be able to show you the idea I've got. It's not my idea. I've watched Stuart Farini and other people do the similar sort of thing, but it's going to give us a similar sort of effect, but hopefully with less mess and less hassle. So hopefully that'll work.
Midnight Joker said there is a paint on peel off silicone masks that car dealers use.
Say that again, babe.
There is a paint on
Yeah.
peel off silicone mask that car dealers use.
Right, I'll have to check it out. See what happens.
Huey's off. See you later, Huey.
See you later, Huey.
Door60 said, thanks, Steve. Enjoyed the demo.
I'm glad.
And Darren said, yep, we get to laugh at your bottoms. Mole Valley said, B has done some wax resist stuff on their channel, Burn and Turn. And Ian in the shed said JP did a premiere using hot glue and colour. Can't remember how he did it now though.
Yeah, he did do it. Yeah.
And Colin said, cool.
Awesome. Right, let's get rid of this. Let me come back onto screen. Oh, God. Right. So thank you very much to everybody coming over. We're going to kill it now. We've been on roughly an hour and a half. Thanks for coming over. I will stick some pictures up of this once I get it finished. Like I say, I'm going to leave it to dry for an hour or two, and then I'm going to give it another couple of coats of that, the chestnut cellulose sand and, oh no, yeah, cellulose. Actually, that don't shine because you know what I've done, don't you? Look what I've put over that. Look. Cellulose sand and sealer. What I should have been putting over it was acrylic gloss lacquer.
Have you made a boo-boo?
I've made a boo-boo.
And you've admitted it on camera. That's good.
We all make mistakes. So anyway, what I'll do is I'll do it properly and go over it with this once that's dry. And we should get a shine on it. So anyway, guys, thanks for coming over. I will see you folks, or most of you folks, on Thursday lunchtime. Don't know what we're doing yet, but I'll put a link up for it later on in the week. I will be joined most probably by a few airworms, or a couple of airworms at least. So I will see you then. So thanks for coming over. Have a great rest of your weekend. Make sure you check out these rest of these lives today. Again, we've got Dale around at 4 o'clock. He's put his link in a couple of times. I believe it was Rob CP at 5:15.
Yeah, and then Hodge after.
And then Hodgepodge at 6 o'clock UK time. So go and check those out. And then after that, we have Makers International Podcast at 9:30. JP, I'll have a premiere at 11 o'clock. And then Caitlin the Cat have a premiere, I believe it's about 11:15 time. So make sure you check those out. And then we'll go back to Mr. Wayne the Woodturner tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So I'll most probably see you guys in the chat. Have a great day. Take care. Speak to you soon. And bye for now.
That's all, folks.